Welcome to the Winds of Jupiter 2018 Chinese New Year's reading. Now this is a really strange reading because you have a celestial divine self in the realm of the earthly in this. Your overall energy card is the High Priestess. She's here to show you the mysteries of life, bring you wisdom and understanding of the divine. Her number is number 2. This is for duality and opposites. This mimics the yin and yang, where they are the opposites that stem from all things, but bring harmony to all things. If we didn't have these opposing forces, there wouldn't be any balance. Now, what is so unusual about this reading is that you receive the Fool, and he's 0. You receive the Magician, and he's number 1. You have the High Priestess for the overall energy, and she's number 2. And you receive the Empress, which is number 3. These are all connecting the otherworldly with the worldly. These cards are from the nature of man, where you're developing yourself. This is saying that you're seeking your higher self. You're trying to find that balance between celestial and physical, spiritual and self. Now the cards on the left for what you know, receive the Page of Wands and the Fool. Now the Page of Wands is fire energy, but it's also spirit again. It goes back to the High Priestess. This is indicating that you're seeking something new. You're planning a new phase in your life, and that's reinforced by the Fool. The Fool is spiritist, the breath of life. And you have here the Page of Wands with fire energy, so it's air and fire combusting each other. If the Page is doing his job, he's bringing down messages and ideas with these new plans. And there's the Fool, taking the first steps for some new discovery, some soul searching. You're on a quest how you fit into this big and little picture in life, because this is all about the celestial and the earthly together. It's time for you to embark on a journey of self-discovery. I think you've been wondering where you fit into this spiritual and physical for quite a while. And now you decided to experience it firsthand. And the cards for what is or can be yours receive the Magician and the Empress. Now look how many major Arcana cards you've received already. You have the High Priestess, the Fool, the Magician, and the Empress. 4 out of 5 cards are major commanders of long-term things that are going to happen in your life. The Magician is the one that marries the idea of your free will with the cosmos down to the earthly. This is a connection of unity, and that's why he's number 1 in the deck. This this is the fool's first stop off because the magician gives the fool all the tools that he needs to go on his journey. The fool's wandering around right now with freedom, optimism, and a perilous naivety that has to be channeled and taught through experiences. You know, he might be called the fool, but he's smart enough to know that it is time to go on a personal quest to connect the mind, body, and spirit all together so he can go on to the awakening cards and then the cosmic karma cards. Now, the high priestess is the empress of the cosmos, and the empress is overseeing the earthly and material things. All of a sudden, now you're down to earth again. You've made your celestial connection, and now it's time to sow some fertile seeds because she's about home and hearth. The Alamada, the all-nourishing mother, for creation, love, and desires, and enjoying the material things of your senses, the five senses. She's emblematic of the planet Venus, the morning star that rises in the east, and the evening star that sets in the west, bringing in the idea of duality. That's been the whole theme of this. This is the beginning and the end of the beginning. The magician brought in the subconscious spiritual understanding from the high priestess. The high priestess teaches you to cultivate your conscious ideas from the magician into subconscious spiritual understanding. And this urges you to develop these passions by nurturing them into maturity. And you have to enjoy the process at the same time. Here it's not the destination, but enjoying the journey. Because this is all bringing things together of family ties, love, sex, pleasure, creativity, joy. The Empress is teaching the fool about unconditional love. Now the cards next door for your self-awareness are awareness. Receive the Page of Swords and the Queen of Wands. The Page of Swords is kind of an ass. And this is bringing you back down to earth that sometimes humans aren't very nice people. The Swords cards are our teacher and our harsh teacher. And the Page of Swords is immature enough to make inappropriate comments, do inappropriate things, and people just think what is going on here? And you have to discern this. You have to judge what is right and wrong. Now, don't get me wrong, the Page of Swords is one of the most clever cards in the deck. He just has a lot to learn. And this is telling you that you have to deal with life with humility, too, and no hubris. You can't find your higher self with arrogance and pride. Pride is always the fall. Now, the Queen of Wands is always the one that teaches you that there's always consequences to the decisions that you make and for the behavior that comes out. She's telling you to mellow out and balance things out. Because with wands and fire, things can kind of get out of hand sometimes, especially with the wands and the Fool. Air and fire combusting together can be an explosion. She wants you to channel this air and fire energy together into something that's productive in your life. Now, the future cards is where the rubber meets the road, because this is really what's going on with the whole theme of things, is that you receive the Lover's card, the King of Cups, and the Nine of Cups, the Wish card. So in reality, this was kind of an undercover love reading. The Lover's card came in right at the end here for the future. You were developing yourself in order to be able to accept love and know how to give it appropriately. The Lover's card is about making the right decisions in your emotions and your affections in life. Your affections in life and where you extend it dictate what happens in your life and where you head in your life. Now, you have the Fool here going on a new quest, and you have all the tools with the Magician, you're learning about your higher self with the High Priestess. You're learning about the material things and the joy of the earthly things with the Empress. But the Page of Swords warns you, don't go off the deep end with things. Balance things out, and that's what the Queen of Wands is helping. Love relationships are very difficult, but in a funny way, love is the simple joy of life. And that's what the King of Cups is there too saying, is that he is the master of his passions. He teaches you control of your emotions. And he helps you heal if you have been hurt and injured in love and relationships. This is the mature energy that you have to take the posture of and not be the Page of Swords back there, but be the King of Cups. And now the Nine of Cups is saying that you're happy and content, because this is the wish card. And I wish you happiness, wealth, and longevity.